Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dwayne Kimball, United States Army veteran and retired VA rating specialist. There are some confusing M21 and manual references as it pertains to, do private examiners have to review your VA claims folder? And what are some VA employees doing? In today's video, I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, everyone, do private examiners have to review your VA claims folder, C file? Now, as a former rater, we were trained as, yes, they do. They have to have access to the same information that a third-party VA examiner or VA CMP examiner has. I did a video about 3 weeks ago, and someone left a comment and said, hey, Dwayne, no, they don't. And they listed that part. And it took a couple of days. I did some research, and I was like, now we're kind of splitting hairs. So today, I got some slides. You thought you was going to get away without seeing some slides? Nope, not today. I got some slides for you, okay? So I'm going to break that down. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you what I think, just in my opinion only. This is your claim. You do as you see fit. But in my opinion, what a veteran should do, okay? Let's go ahead and get into it. Slide number 1. Here in slide number 1, this is the M21 manual reference that I'll be discussing. Again, as I say in all my videos, when I put up an M21 manual reference, go out and do the search in this M21 manual reference, which I have a video on my channel where I'm showing you how to search the M21 manual reference. You have the number, okay? I forgot to put the title, my apologies, but you have the number and the information here coincides with the number, all right? Now, what I want to bring your attention to is what I have highlighted down here in red. Privately completed DBQs are not subject to the requirement for claims folder review for DBQs or claim types listed above. Okay, just the ones above. So if somebody asked me, Dwayne, well, what about this DBQ? What about that? You didn't look at the entire video. Pause it, take a screenshot or whatever. But what they're saying, private completed DBQs are not subject to the requirement for claims folder review for DBQs or claim types listed above, okay? Ankle, back, BVA remands, 1151 claims, etc. This is an internal requirement that applies only to examinations and medical opinions requested by VBA. Now, we know VA's training is in the toilet. How many VA employees you think know about this? Okay, so think about that when you say, well, Dwayne showed this, the M21 manual reference, and I'm not going to have my doctor to review anything that's on this list. Okay, just think about that, but hold that thought. Okay, now, I know you may not be able to see it, so slide number 2. I just blew it up for you. Here in slide number 2, again, privately completed DBQs are not subject to the requirements for the claims folder review for the DBQs or claim types listed above, okay? So this is the same as slide 1, but I just want to blow it up for you so you can see, because I know sometimes people, they'll say, I looked at it on my phone, I really couldn't see it, so now you should be able to see it. Slide number 3. This is a DBQ, okay? And I want to bring your attention to evidence review section. And it says, evidence review. No records were reviewed. Records reviewed. Please identify the evidence review. Service treatment records, VA treatment records, private treatment records, and the date range. Now, let's just say you're having a DBQ review or completed that's not on that list. Okay? And we all know, you can go back and look at it, and it said privately completed DBQs are not subject to the requirements for the claims folder review for the DBQs or the claim types listed above. So if you're getting, let's just say, a back increase for a back, then they're saying you don't need the review. But think about this. What if that back and you're claiming on a direct basis? Okay? Direct basis. Meaning you were treated in service for it. They got to review that claims folder because guess what's in that claims folder? Your service treatment records. Okay? So it's almost like a contradiction. Okay? Now, evidence review, whatever evidence that doctor reviews, they need to put it in that box. They reviewed the claims folder, they reviewed the claims folder. If it's for something that direct service connection you're trying to get, might not be a bad idea. Service treatment records dated this date, shows this, shows that, shows a complaint of this, shows an assessment, which is a diagnosis of this. The plan was this. Spell it out for them. Okay? Moving right along. Slide number 2. Insufficient examination reports. I'm going to read the first paragraph and then what I have underlined. A Department of Veterans Affairs examination report submitted to the rating activity must be as complete as possible. Now, if a DRO states this reference saying, oh, the required review of the claims folder was not accomplished. That's why I have underlined. And they say, oh, your private examiner was supposed to look at your VA claims folder. Well, that first paragraph, it says a Department of Veterans Affairs examination report. Don't say nothing about a private non-VA provided report, a Department of Veterans Affairs examination report. I bet you didn't catch that. I just dropped the nugget. Then it says the required review of the claims folder was not accomplished. Okay, so I threw a curveball for you on that last slide, but it's a nugget and it's a huge nugget. And what makes it a nugget, because if you find yourself in a high-level review informal conference and the decision review officer start talking about this, you need to have these already laid out in front of you. Expect it, okay, especially if you had a DBQ, okay? And now you can say, oh, wait a minute. This M21 manual reference states that I don't need my private doctor to do a review of my claims folder when they complete a DBQ based off this list. But then you have to think, okay, the back was on that list. So you have to think, if it's for direct service connection, they have to look at those service treatment records which are in your claims folder. So I say all this to say this. This is the workaround. But at the end of the day, this is your claim. You do what you want to do with it. Okay? I'm going to tell you what I would do in my opinion. Okay? If I'm getting a private examiner, whether it be telehealth, or telemental, if you're doing it by video, or if you're going in person, I'm having them to review that pertinent evidence in my VA claims folder. I don't care what the M21 manual reference says, because it's just a reference that I don't have to for the conditions on that list. So if I'm going in for any of those conditions on that list or not on the list, I'm making sure they review pertinent evidence in my claims folder. I would rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You're just being proactive and you're going the extra mile. Okay? So nobody can fault you for that, especially if you have to go up to the BVA route. Okay? So in another video, I talked about how a decision review officer lied to the veteran and said all mental health private DBQs have to be done in person. That's not true. So when you invest the time to get educated, now you can advocate and fight on your behalf. And this is something that you can do. This is something that we educate our clients on. Okay? It's these little nuggets that add up. You just have to invest the time. If you don't invest the time, you say, oh, I just want somebody else to represent me, da, da, da. Are they going to go this in detail with their claim? It's not their claim. It's yours. Okay? So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification button, and don't forget to share this video with your fellow veterans. Thank you.